what you doing?
Well, as you know, we came in here this morning. First thing right off, you opened the refrigerator and the light wasn't on. And I thought, well, maybe the light bulb's burned out. So I opened up the freezer portion of it, and that light bulb didn't come on. So then went in here, if you follow me, and we checked the breakers. Now, we have dedicated circuits, either one of these two, dedicated for either microwave and refrigerator, or as it is over there, refrigerator and freezer. So these don't have to be arc fault, they don't have to be ground fault. These are dedicated circuits. Nothing else goes on those, gets plugged into those at all. So the next thing I did was check continuity, or check to see if there's power here. And all I did with the breaker in the on position, I put the black probe. I set this to where it's going to read at 250 volts. I set it higher than what I should have on this circuit, which would be 120. So that's my ground leg, and this is the hot side of the breaker. So as long as that needle jumps around, I've got electricity running through that breaker. There's no problems with the breakers. So we eliminated that. So now we've got to go and find out what else is what else. So we'll go to the receptacle and work our way back, because there's not much you can see on those wires tracing it down. Troubleshooting it. So the next thing we'll do is I'll go back here, and I'll still leave my meter set up, and now I'll just take the cover off. Let's see if this will roll back a little bit more. Take my cover off. We still have juice on this. That's the only way you're going to test it. Now, if you give me a little flashlight or something, I'll be able to tell which side's what. Left. You ready?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Oh, okay. I see where my black wire hooks up, and I'm seeing where my white wire and my ground wire hooks up. So next thing I'll do is I'll take this, I'll put the black one on the ground side, and I'm not getting juice here. I'm going to check it in 2 or 3 different places, make sure I'm not doing something stupid. So I'm not getting juice at all at this point. So now I got to go up there. I put this cover back on just for safety purposes. Anytime you start playing with electricity, be real careful. I hear you, buddy. So next I'm going to have to get a step ladder, and I'll take that cover off up there. That's a junction box. Now, the code requires any connections to be made up in an exposable junction box. In other words, you don't want to have somewhere up in this, anywhere in your walls or your ceilings or whatever, a connection that's just wire nutted together. Or even in an electrical box. It has to be in a box where you can get to it. That's how you troubleshoot it. So if you can't get to it, you can't fix it. You have to tear everything out of the house trying to hunt it down or run another wire to it. And what's crazy is both of these circuits that are out are both on that same breaker, because it's a double post breaker. It's like a double mini. So my next step is that, I'll go ahead and get, looks like Phillips screwdriver and a step ladder, and we'll start this again in just a minute. Now I've got a non-conductive wooden step ladder that I'm working with. It's just as safe as a fiberglass ladder as far as I'm concerned. I've taken the cover off of this where these junction together. Now I'm going to go back to the breaker panel and I'm going to turn that breaker off. Then I'll pull these wires out of here where I can touch them and work with them, just to make sure that I'm not going to give myself a nice little shock, because somewhere we're losing power. So I'm going to make it quick, and I'll be right back. It's set for the 250 volts. Take this wire here, pull it out. This one here is, I think this is our problem right here. Yes, there's our problem. All right, come in a little bit closer. Give me the flashlight and I'll put some light on it.
Oh, Lord.
As you can see here, and I'll point to it with a screwdriver, we've got these two wires that are twisted very nicely together, and then this one wasn't connecting them. So I'll leave the breaker off. I'll go ahead and bring that out a little bit with a pair of pliers and put my wire nut on it and get them twisted together, and then I'll turn the breaker back on and I'll test it out to make sure we have juice down here at the receptacle. So that's my next step. I still have the power off. I got some tools to play with. Yeah, these are my toys. Men have different types of toys than women do. And I'm still going to treat it just like it's hot, with care. Okay, it's got them nicely brought together. Bella, are you helping? I hear you barking. You think it's going to get me? I'm not going to let it get me. Alright, next we'll go ahead and turn the breaker back on. And then we can plug up the refrigerator as a test, open the door and see if the light comes on. I'm going to take these tools up in here. I can use the meter, but it's so much nicer to see the light come on.
Okay, I'm going to pause you. Okay.
Alright, honey, I'm going to turn the breaker on.
Okay, I got the refrigerator. We have power.
Good. I'm going to turn it back off. We'll check the other one.
Okay. We have power. He fixed the problem. Now he's going to check the other one. Did a good job.
Well, I'll put the cover back on that and clean that mess up. And we got the refrigerator plugged back in, so the next one I'll take apart over there. And it's not going to hurt the fridge to be off for just a few minutes.
Maybe we can get rid of our redneck fly catcher.
No, that works. If anything, we'll move it over next to the window, where the flies like to go. You know flies, they like to go everywhere. This gets hot.
Be careful. Don't let it bite you.
Yeah, you can always tell when something bites you. You can start making those noises. Noises.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you. Okay, I'm recording you again. Ooh, I recorded that. I recorded the thump anyway. He thumped his head. Don't get no nasty fly stuff on you.
Yeah, these fly strips have been effective for as long as I was born. 70 some odd years old. I remember seeing them at Grandma's house. And she'd only take them down to put another one back up. That was years later. A little bit of paint on that.
I do have more of those fly slips that hadn't been used.
If we put them anywhere, it'd be over next to the door by that window. Because normally your flies are going to go to the light. And that'll be the light that catches them.
But there's a good bit of gnats on it.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull these out. Look at them. Now, I didn't check that down there to see if that's connected. So let's see. This looks pretty good here. I'm going to put the power back on it. We'll see if we got juice at this receptacle. And I didn't think that that was part of that circuit. I thought they were separate. But we'll find out. What I'll have you do is open the refrigerator and we'll turn it on. And I want to see what these two breakers do. You got a light. Got a light?
Nope. Yep.
Alright, so now I'm just going to test that other circuit over there and see what happens. So to test it, I'll just unplug the refrigerator and plug it up there and you can see the light.
See the light.
Alright, open the door.
I got light.
Alright, both of them are working now.
Yay.
Now, what I want to find out is, are they separate from each other?
Okay. Are they separate from each other?
Open the fridge, you got a light?
Yes. No. Yes.
Good.
Are they separate from one another or are they same?
We'll scope that whole circuit out, that whole panel out, and list everything. It's just that we're still in construction phase. We haven't listed where everything is because sometimes you have to change it up. So we'll just kind of figure it out. This one, we had one wire that was barely making contact in that wire nut, and it worked for forever almost, you know, what, a year at least?
Since you hooked it up.
Yeah.
Until now.
And so, for some reason, it just was making contact. But that's why you have accessible junction boxes. And you see how up at the top, around the sides here, those receptacles are set up to where I can use these shop lights and plug them in, but that also works as a junction box.
Okay.
And that's an accessible junction box. See where that one's got the receptacle? And it comes down to a receptacle down there. So we're good. We got it straightened out. I'm going to cover this back up and we're good to go.
Say bye.
Bye.